nobody's not trying to hustle somebody out of something. And you know, you got the white group, you got the Hispanic group, and you got the black group. What I said earlier about segregation. Segregation is the best thing that the prison system ever acquired because it keeps down violence. It keeps down drama. It keeps down a lot of extra bullshit. And it also works because the whites will go buy some shit from the Bloods and Crips. The Hispanics will go buy some shit from the whites. And, you know, the Asian groups will go buy this. But they all have respect for each other. And they all had patience with each other. Why they don't segregate it in America? Because they know that the black community is the less aware that they're needed. We don't even realize how much we're needed in this country. When we got free from slavery, we were needed. It wasn't that we got free because they liked us. We were needed in slavery. We were needed to be an economic base. We are the economic base of America.
But you know, though, just on that though, you got to also remember, not every black was a slave. See, the Moors we hear before slavery, and so when you look at Black Wall Street, Harlem, and for people to think that somebody left slavery 30 years prior and was already wearing a suit, those brothers are already suited and booted. There was a lot of people who had plantations and they had slaves too. White slaves, Irish slaves. There wasn't just black slaves. They had all type of people who were indentured servants. So they were balling. So the thing about slavery and what I don't like is that the conditioning that we all came from Kunta Kinte, Toby, you know, it's some bullshit. See, they don't want us to know how, like you said, financially astute these people were. Because if you knew that, you mean to tell me we had hospitals, we had banks and shit? Hold on, we all couldn't read. We all could read. It changes your ability of what you feel you are capable, so you don't feel like you're just a hood nigga. You mean now I'm thinking like a banker. I'm thinking like, you know.
And you know what's funny? You know what's funny, Hurt? This is where I live. I live on Black Wall Street. That's Black Wall Street. So I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And like you said, the minute slavery was abolished, you had dudes jumping a suit in the 1900s, right then. And people don't understand that the massacre happened in 1921. But let's talk about 21 years prior to that. You see what I'm saying? Not everybody thinks about that. If you're going to do a movie about Black Wall Street, do the movie about what they did to accumulate all of the land and all of the property and everything that they accumulated. Don't do the movie about the massacre where it got destroyed. Do the movie about how they became accustomed to living like. Let me tell you how they did it. From what I understand and what I learned about being here in Oklahoma now, is that when they all came from different states, they all originated from different states. They didn't come from Tulsa. They came from different states. They came here and they bought the majority of the land from Native Americans. Native Americans sold the land to the blacks. So when they sold the land to the black people, but they also annexed a certain amount of it for the Native Americans to keep in case something happened to them. So you got a side of Tulsa right now that's still owned by blacks, a very prominent neighborhood, very beautiful neighborhood that the Native Americans kept for insurance in case something happened. So people don't know that. So when that happened, when the Black Wall Street got destroyed, Native Americans said, hey, come over here. We got your land. We got your family stuff over here because they left that to us in case something happened. You guys got this over here. So Black Wall Street is still prominent right now. People don't even know it. But it's just in a different area. But the main objective about that is, like you said, we all didn't come from a boat on the coast of Carolina, Massachusetts, or whatever. Yeah. A lot of us were already here, bro. A lot of us already here. But getting back to the prison system, that the prison system was the next generation from slavery. It was the next generation because they knew if we start up an economic base facility while we lock Negroes up and we keep them locked up for a certain amount of time and we make each state pay us to house these Negroes.
Mm-hmm.
We can make money off of that alone.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the first labor and free labor on top of that. Oh my God, free. I mean, highways, bridges. I mean, you name it, man. We had black folks cutting down entire forests just because they were locked up in jail. They were cutting the entire forest down, and they were making money off of it. And still today, Texas Department of Criminal Justice still has that same rhetoric. They have that same routine.
Also, what a lot of people don't realize about these systems, and correct me if I'm wrong, these commissaries, and you talk about the products going in there, you're talking about like the Bush family, you're talking about like Bob Barker, because I know Barker used to sell from Price is Right, had all the chips, canned foods, a lot of the shower shoes, a lot of the different products. All these people also give themselves contracts to get all the products in there that the inmates are buying. And then on top of it, if the dude who's tied in with the governor got a local dairy or meat, he's selling all the meat, all the dairy, all the, so eggs, everything is intertwined. It's like a big mafia.
So I've done my research, and one of the biggest fluctuating distribution companies for the state of Texas, as far as their prison system goes, is Walmart. Walmart distributes a lot of products to the state of Texas, but they don't take the truck to the prison system. They take the truck halfway, and then the prison truck comes and meets.
It wouldn't look good if the Walmart truck pulled right up to the prison.
No, not at all. But they have a great contract with the prison system, and they work on it. They work on it due diligently every year. Hey, man, you know what? I tell you what, we'll cut y'all a deal on them ramen noodles, man. We'll cut it back down to 25 more cents. Oh man, we'll cut y'all a deal on Coca-Cola. It's like I said, it's $1 trillion industry. And the sad part about it is that inmates are going through the prison system every year, and they're coming out and they're going right back. They're coming out and they're going right back because they don't have a base trade. They don't have something that they can accumulate when they get out. The prison system is supposed to be made, and it used to be like this in certain areas where you can go in there and you can become a mechanic. You can become a carpenter.
Yeah.
You can become an electrician. You can learn a trade. You can get out and you go get you a job. But the way it's set up now, they don't care about that. All they care about is making money. Michael Jordan is one of the biggest prominent providers for stocks and bonds of the prison system. He has a lot of prison systems he got his hands on.
So what is he
makes money off.
He's invested in them?
He's invested in a lot of prison systems. I mean, a lot of politicians are invested in Washington, D.C. are invested in prison systems. So there's so many people.
So this is an oxymoron, because with that being said, and I've been out here doing this whole prison awareness thing and talking about like rehabilitation, like you said, getting young people involved with trades and stuff like that. Realistically, for them to say that they want prison reform, but they're all invested, isn't that basically it cancels out one thing because it's some bullshit? Because you're giving lip service like, yeah, we want to help these guys and the black community, but then they get you're locking their ass up, and literally the education on the street is bad. So a lot of these guys don't have the education. There's no trades in the public schools. There's no auto body class no more. There's no welding no more. So literally you get to the streets and go to prison, and then all that shit you could have done on the street, they got you doing in prison, building bridges, doing all this shit for 10, 15 years, free labor.
Right. And so the prison system is America itself is a big lie. When they put DARE out, when they put the DARE, and they put Just Say No to Drugs, Ronald Reagan and Nancy Reagan, they put all this stuff out. But Ronald Reagan was the biggest cocaine dealer in America.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He allowed right, and Iran country. He allowed cocaine to come in here by the droves. The Bush family, they wanted to say no to drugs. They wanted to crack down on crack cocaine, and they allowed drugs to come here for forever. So let's just be real. We have to understand that the prison system is no different. They're going to put a shield up. Don't go to prison. Stay out of jail. Stay out of trouble. Don't get involved. Kids, stay out of jail. Don't go to prison. Prison is a bad place for you. But the minute you go to prison, they make you feel like you're at home. They make you feel like you're at home. They're gonna feed you good. They're gonna cut your hair. They're gonna have a nice barbershop. They're gonna have some nice clothes to put on.
You know what?
They're gonna have
when you say that, right? And I'm picturing it. I had a flashback. The communities, the way they're structured, with the projects or the whatever, the HUD homes, and then you got the barbershop, you got the bodega or the liquor store. Isn't that shit set up just like prison? You walk out of the prison unit, you go to the barbershop, they talking shit. You go over here to the commissary, you get your shit. You go over here to the yard, you kicking it with the dude. Dude, that shit's programmed.
What do the CO? What do you call the COs? You call them police. What happens when you get locked up in the hole? You go to jail. You see what I'm saying? And when you in your house, when you're in your cell, you in your house. That's my house. Don't you take your pillows and you set them up in your house and make your couch every day? Don't you sit in the day room? Don't you sit in the day room and watch the news and drink coffee like you at home?
Dude, when I used to see that, I never really hung out in the day room, but I used to see that, and I used to, dude, I felt like a jackass because I got duped. That I bought into the whole thing that made me go to prison, the bank ride, to get into prison. When I got there, and like you said, you seen it, and dudes in the, hey man, they're in the units talking in the hallway, going to, I'm like, dude, this is like being on the block. These dudes are this shit is crazy. And this is like with the sentences they got, everybody's just like, here, I'm here. That's it.
It's like Disney World. Man, when I first started working in the prison system, I used to get up, I used to sharpen my pants, I used to cut my hair real clean, I used to have my beard shaved, I used to have my Under Armour on, I used to be clean from head to toe when I walked in there. Man, I'm talking about, I did that every single day. I wanted to be the best looking CO. I wanted to get all the women that was gonna be there today. Man, who's gonna be on my shift today? Man, I'm gonna holler at Miss such and such. You begin to become accustomed to being a part of some bullshit. Some bullshit. and man, they make it look so fucking good until to a point where you don't want to leave that shit. I had dudes that was there for 30 years, COs. They've been there 30 and they retired and came back. I had one CO, Cabin Bennett, female. Man, she got slapped in the face by an inmate. Inmate slapped the shit out of her ass. Man, she went home, she put ice on her face and came back the next day. I would have been done. You slapped the shit out of me and you slapped me to the floor, I'm done. Especially a female, I'm done. I don't even want to be here no more.
You know, there's a female at the spot I had went to right before I got there. She did the same thing, went up in there and, tried to say that the inmate didn't do something and then cracked the cell, thought she was tough, went in there on a dude and he put hands on her. And, dude, she actually, like you said, came back to work, was hanging out, but like, obviously, she liked attention. Somebody was hitting it up in there and that's what was going on. So you like, these people are like, this is like its own soap opera. One of the COs, his wife had hooked up with another CO. He came to work with a black guy. Word was they got in a fight at a CO party, barbecue over the weekend, but they working together and all this shit is going on. So everybody hearing the shit, it's like, I'm like, damn, man, this is like this own little culture in here,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
COs and the guards.
One of the biggest things that I want to give females, and one of the chapters of the book is going to be about your boyfriend is somebody else's boyfriend. Your husband is somebody else's husband. I had dudes that walked around me every day, and I couldn't understand particular guys that had another guy with him. Every day they had the same guy with him.
What do you mean? What do you mean, same guy? Inmate?
Yeah, two inmates walking together. They were always in the same area together all the time. I mean, no matter where one of them went, the other one was with him. And I watched them every day. And I said, you know what? I'm going to ask him, why does he have that guy with him every day? And he told me, he said, man, that's my bitch. And that same dude that he called his bitch, that dude I worked visitation on the weekend for about 2 months. That dude was going to visitation every weekend and kissing and hugging on his baby mama. Every weekend, bro.
So wait, so he had his baby mama in there, but he got another inmate in there. He busting his cheeks.
He busting his cheeks. That's his girl. That's his girl. That's his wife. That's his wife. You know what I'm saying? And the dude, the one that he called a bitch, the bitch dude, that dude was kissing and hugging on his baby mama every weekend in the visitation. But he going back down there playing somebody else's wife down there on the yard.
So now, do you think these guys came to prison and got bitched out, or they were already kind of bitch made before they even went into prison, even though they had a baby mama?
From if I want to tally up every encounter I've seen, I would say that they chose it. That was by choice. It
so maybe these guys were in a closet on the street and nobody they didn't tell nobody.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I came to the realization that I was going to either die or I was going to kill somebody if they tried to take my manhood if I was in prison.
Yeah.
I'm either die. I'm either die or kill somebody. That's just bottom line. So my thing is that if you, and that's why I say the rape thing is so misconstrued, like it's so overrated. If you actually volunteer to bend over on that bed, then that means that you volunteered to do that. You didn't fight. You didn't try to refrain.
Yeah.
So that means that you were okay. You're okay with I'm okay with being taken as, I'm okay with that. So my thing is that I don't look at men in the prison system and say, oh yeah, well he been raped. Somebody took him and held him down. No. They get on the floor themselves. They go to the shower with this nigga. The nigga might be down there and say, hey, tell such and such to come in. Hey, yo, such and such, oh boy, wants you. He walk in there. Nobody drug him in there. He walked in there.
Yeah,
I know what I'm saying?
My partner, he was a security guard at a prison in California, and he was saying how one of the dudes used to always act hard, some big gang member, and he like tried to one time call him out, say something slick to him. He's like, hey man, you don't want me to bust you out in front of your homeboys. I seen you in there with old boy busting this. You guys are getting down. You suck on him, and he says, so before you try to bust me out, you don't want me to expose you because I know what you be doing,
Right. And it's a common thing. It's something that happens every single day. And after a while, that's when I knew it was time for me to go because I became accustomed to seeing it. It was like it was old to me. I seen dudes down there busting white boys bust out. I seen Hispanic cats getting bust out by this other Hispanic cat. So I walk right past it. I'm counting. I'm down there counting. Dude on his knees giving a blowjob to this dude, and I'm counting 5, 6, 7. So I'm used to it now, and I'm like, it's time for me to do something different.